Okay. I just got to switch it, make sure it's shared everywhere. If anyone's watching right now, which is amazing if you are, uh, welcome to our X-Man Fancast chat, you could say. Um, we're here to give you what our fan cast will be for when the MCU brings in the X-Men, and we want to hear all of your fan casts too. So, LJ, Wen, you guys are pretty well known in all my groups, but how about you tell us about you?
So I'm LJ.
And I'm Lynn.
We do Bleeding Rainbow comics, so we like to tell queer, nerdy stories. We also do media coverage for nerdy things and queer things. Go figure. So we create it, we cover it, and we nerd out about it. And our biggest thing is just making sure that we share our enthusiasm for the projects that we love with other people instead of sharing the things that we don't love as much with people that like to throw gas on the fire. Did I cover it?
Yeah, and I will apologize ahead of time. I am sick right now, so if I cough or sound funny, that's why.
Yeah, there's something going around because Blake from Fundamentals was supposed to join us too, but he is currently dying. Like many of us. I was sick last week too, so it's something weird is going on.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Something we didn't mention is that we are all a part of Nerd Initiative, where we review latest movies, TV shows, comics, and we're super non toxic and we're super cute and we're good at what we do. So you should check out all of our reviews.
Yes, please. We finally did our first video. Actually, our first video review and my first written review for Nerd Initiative. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, you did Wicked. I really liked it.
Yeah, we really like the movie. Holy cow. What a first one to cover. Because now everybody's going to think that every time I cover a movie, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. But in fact, that's my first 10 out of 10 that I've ever given anything. But starting strong, I guess.
I've heard pretty amazing things about it. So I wasn't even interested in seeing it, but your review kind of made me just want to go.
It's tragic that you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
We've seen it
Wicked.
twice.
I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't think I'd like it as well as I did. Because I'm not a huge musical person, and
I mean, I am a huge musical person, and I didn't think I would like it as much as I did because I've been kind of let down here lately. Like Dear Evan Hansen was not a good movie. Well, I liked the music in it, but it was not a good movie. Mean Girls was an okay movie adaptation, so I was expecting it somewhere in that range of passable movie adaptations, but holy cow. Wicked is flawless.
I like musicals, but I can't stand Ariana Grande. So I was like, I'll just see it when it's streaming. So,
I say I haven't really I haven't really kept up with her in like the last 10 years. Like I've heard a few songs here and there, but no, when she got cast, I was very hesitant, and I'm glad she was the best actor in the movie. But her choices were strong and they were appropriate, and she took the source material, elevated it. And I didn't know that Ariana Grande could do that because she is 100%, in my view, a Nickelodeon actress.
Yeah, I got too sucked into the drama behind the scenes, like who she's dating. Was she married when she started dating? I have. I get into all of that, and I take it all personally. Hi, Blake. Wish you could be here. Feel better soon.
Traitor.
Okay, so who wants to go first with their fan casts? Because we've all been excited. We've been planning this for like 2 weeks, and we finally did it.
Would we like to talk about our team first?
Sure.
Like who all says who is on our first team? You have spent the longest on yours, so I'm actually gonna let you start because he's been doing this for like 2 months. I did mine in like a couple of hours. So go for it.
Listen, mine is a little in depth. For the see, I have two phases though. I have the first team, which would be for the first movie, and that would consist of Cyclops, Jean, Beast, Iceman, Professor X, and then Morph. And that's the ones you'll find in the yellow there.
Hmm.
And we would have that team for the first movie. And then the blue would be Storm, Jubilee, Wolverine, Gambit, and Rogue. And that would be for the second movie and the second wave of team that would rescue the first team on my cliffhanger of a movie. So
I'm sorry, guys. I only made one team.
okay,
I made
that's
one
kinda how
team.
that's how they introduced another team in the comic books. They
Mhm.
they like helped to rescue the original team. And I thought it would be a fun way to where I could get more picks and we could
True.
get more team members, and it wouldn't be an overbearing cast.
Very true.
To limit myself. So with your odyssey of X-Men, I picked Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Gambit, Rogue, Morph, and Jubilee. I stayed pretty close to the 97 roster because
Yeah.
I feel that that's where Marvel is wanting to go. All of my casting and stuff, or at least part of it, is with that in mind of where would Marvel Studios maybe see, who would they include, who would they possibly cast. There's some business hat on for some of mine, and there's some very not business hat for some of mine. But who's on your team?
Oh shoot, I forgot I was coming up. So mine was like less of a team, but more like who I just think they should go with.
Mm.
I have Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Rogue, Angel, Iceman, Beast, Professor X, and honorable mention Magneto.
Oh, so you got like a whole school. Okay.
Yeah.
They are a school.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
fair.
That's a pretty solid lineup. Yeah.
I think so. And there's some that like I would like to see them start with, but only as a origin movie.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah. That'd be really interesting. Do we want to go into our picks of our characters?
Let's reel right back onto you. What you got?
Okay. So for Cyclops, we'll just start down the row here.
I'm gonna
I
blow this
picked
up so I can see it.
I picked Glenn Powell just because I think he has that chiseled jawline. And I mean, let's face it, he looks like Cyclops to me. I don't know about you all, but that looks like it was pulled from a screen grab of him playing Cyclops. And he just has that cool guy, like sex appeal energy. I don't know how to explain it. He seems like
me.
He has
very much
Riz.
pulled- yeah, he's like that suburban dad pulled out, but then he's ready to go to war. Like
Okay.
how I kind of see Cyclops as he could definitely be the suburban guy, but army past.
That's fair.
For Jean, I picked, and I'm probably going to butcher these names, Holland Roden. And that's just because she essentially, I feel like, played Jean in Teen Wolf already. Like her role as Lydia in Teen Wolf, I feel could have easily been Jean Grey as a teenager.
Just a young version.
Yeah. So I don't really have much to say about those two. Those are kind of like the very cut and dry cookie cutter of my cast. Alan Richardson, I picked him as Beast because it was literally only him or Kelsey Grammer. And that's because we've already seen Kelsey Grammer as Beast before, and he's a very intellectual type. But I would like to see the muscle go with it. And for my first movie, I don't want to see Beast blue. I want to see him as a human. And then at the end, that's another like cliffhanger for my movie is we see that transformation and we don't see the reveal yet. We have to wait till the next one to see it. So
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I think that's fair. I think I've kind of screwed up here and only added in one picture per our picks, and I thought it went into a whole slide, but no. So keep going while I get your other picture here.
Okay. um, for Iceman, Bobby, I went a little younger. I went with Nico Greham. I think
Greetham.
Greetham. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've only seen him in one thing. It was American Horror Stories, where he played a pregnant gay teen. But I don't know. He just has that very cool
Go.
boy aspect to him,
Uh-huh.
and I casted him just a little bit younger, as maybe he would be like a grade underneath of them before they graduated. Like we were dealing with the adult X-Men on my team, obviously, but they would have originally went to the school, and maybe he was a grade or two under them, and that's why he's a little younger.
I mean, Bobby has to be unbelievably twin.
Yeah. And I felt if he was in between the age of my X-Men cast, because I don't want to see teenagers, I want to see adults.
Agreed.
And this way he can interact with our Spider-Man of the MCU and also the X-Men team, and it'd be believable if he was somewhere in the middle of both of those. So that's why I went with him. He's 29.
Mhm.
And then for Morph, I went with Robert Sheehan. Um, he was on the Umbrella Academy, and I
Oh,
actually stole this idea from the internet. I saw somebody casted him. I don't know who. It was on Facebook.
gross.
But I don't know. It just kind of fit for me. He has that sarcastic, like Jack Sparrow swag to him in a way, and I don't know. It felt like a morph, and he kind of resembles the original look of Morph from the original cartoons,
Yeah.
from the X-Men, instead of the new look that they have. So if we wanted to play with him going back and forth between those two looks, it would work. I also tried to stick as much with the original X-Men team on the original casting, except I did take out Angel because I don't like Angel.
Damn.
I replaced him with Morph. I've never liked Angel. I don't know why. I just never have.
That's funny. I used to hate Morph. Man, I hated Morph until 97, where I was like, okay, Morph, we could be
So this
besties.
is what Morph should have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think it's an interesting dynamic that Morph has with Wolverine, and it just brings more to the team and more LGBT representation. And I don't know.
True.
That's why I switched him out with Angel. Mark Strong is my Professor X. No real rhyme reason to it. I just think that he'd fit the role pretty well.
Google
he's a
search
bald guy.
bald guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
White
He's a
bald
bald
guys.
guy, you know.
There you go. But he has to have those eyebrows because they're
That's
too far in
true.
now to not use those ugly things.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, I like the professors that we've gotten in the past in movies, but like we need new casting and
Fresh.
Yeah.
I would love to have race bent Professor X and Magneto. I
Yeah.
think that'd be a good new take on what they're gonna do with the whole Holocaust thing of it, because it's getting a little long in the tooth of how long ago that was.
And
So
there's
Magneto
no
would have to
there's
be
no
like
way
a
to get
gajillion by the
around
time we
it.
get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
The only
needs some sort of angst of this happened to me as a child, and this is why I don't trust them coming after mutants now, for Magneto. So
I mean, they
maybe
could
if we
always
race the
change it to his parents went through it, and he had to deal
yeah,
with that, because the only way they're gonna pull that off is if they say, "Oh, he ages slower," and then you just pretend
mhm.
that every Fox movie didn't happen. So
Yeah, fair.
so
Um,
Blake says
so
that
yeah,
Gwen is a bigger person than he is. I guess because you're sick and he's sick and you're here and he's not.
oh, oh, it's okay, Blake. It's fine. That
TJ
just goes
says
to
hi,
say,
and Bakari says this casting looks spot on.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
tried very, very hard.
This is only round one. Just
Yeah,
wait.
this is round one. I still have my other team here.
I just pulled up the other team. Oh wait, you mean the blue? You mean the blue part, right?
Yeah, the blue part, my blue part.
Ooh,
Um,
ooh, ooh.
so for my second movie and my second roster of team,
Mhm.
for Storm, I did Jodie Turner Smith, and I wanted to pick an actress that was a little darker complected because I know that a lot of Storms and stuff in the past they've picked lighter skinned actresses to be Storm, and
Yes.
I really want to see that representation of a darker complected actress. She's just a badass, and like she was awesome in the was it Acolyte that she was in?
Yes.
Oh no, I just thought she had that
She'd be an old Storm.
that essence of Storm. She's only 38. I mean, that's the Jean Grey I picked is
Yeah, that's
38.
true.
So they're right there together. If anything, my Glenn Powell at 36 is a little bit on the younger skew of it for the rest of my casting. Um, then um, Ella J. Bisco. I am so sorry if I
I'm going to
mispronounced
assume
that.
that's Bosco.
Bosco, she is my Jubilee. She played she was in Birds of Prey. She was
That's who that is.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
I changed my answer.
No, I have
had
a
a hard time.
special picture for Lane's Jubilee answer, and he cannot change it. I'm really excited.
Fine,
Nice.
this is my honorary mention.
But she was down at the cup. I had somebody else picked out entirely, and I had such a hard time finding an actress. I had even race bent this character. I had done all kinds of things with this character, but I really
He would
wanted.
get canceled if you race bent Jubilee.
I really wanted. Yeah, that's one reason why I didn't do it. Actually,
We'll revisit that when I get to my Jubilee.
But, um, but I really wanted to have Jubilee on the team because she is like that young, spunky, like you are the eyes of that person going into it. That's how she was originally introduced. She was supposed to be that character that explained it all.
Like Clarissa.
But oh no, I felt like she was a good heart to the team, and I wanted to keep her. So
You
that's
need
why
one
she's
younger
there.
energy in there somewhere.
Exactly.
That's what Morph was for your first team.
True.
And then we got Henry Cavill for Wolverine, and I fell in love. I always thought that Henry Cavill would be a good Wolverine. I fell in love with him when they did it in Deadpool, and that's just who he is now. That is my next Wolverine. Let's let the other Wolverines, since there's only been one.
Are you going to hate me for saying that I intentionally didn't have Wolverine on mine because I actively don't want a Wolverine in the first X-Men movie or the
Well,
second one?
Okay.
You
I don't
have
want to know.
it.
I just don't want to see Wolverine
He's
for a
cooking.
very long time.
He's
I've
cooking
got
with
my
that.
fill.
I did the same damn thing.
You got to have Wolverine, or else the crowds will riot. I had to put him in there for the
I will take on the crowds myself. I do not care.
I think Wolverine is very overexposed. We need a very long break.
Plus, we also need the dynamic between Wolverine, Jean, and Cyclops. And by the second movie, we will establish them two as a couple, and then enters Wolverine into.
See,
Yeah,
I
but that's not fair.
disagree.
How do you come?
I
How do
disagree.
you
Like,
compete with Henry Cavill?
true. That's true. Glenn Powell has nothing over Henry Cavill. He will lose. End of
It
story.
would explain why Jean Grey went after Wolverine.
No,
like-
you just want why you went after Wolverine.
Which is fair. It's Wolverine.
For my Gambit pick, I did want to do an honorable mention on this because
Only if you pronounce his name.
I cannot. This is the biggest one I was worried about.
Here, Gaspard.
Yuliel.
Yulia?
Yes, sure.
I don't know.
Anyway, I was just Googling Creole actors and he popped up. I checked him out some of his work on YouTube. He is perfect. He
Yeah.
would have been the perfect, hands down, Gambit. There's no other person. He's of the nationality. He looks like Gambit. In the things I've seen him act in, he has that suaveness about him. He's just lovable.
Well, you're gonna get stuck with my pick.
So that is my Gambit. My honorable mention, anyway. My actual pick for Gambit is Jeff Ward. He was in Agents of Shield.
I know who you're talking about.
He was my runner-up just because I love my casting of um, Emmy Rossum as Rogue. I like that casting for Rogue, and I just could not find a Gambit to match her. This was another one that I was thinking about race bending. I actually wanted Kiki Palmer for Rogue, but I couldn't find a good match for Gambit with Kiki Palmer, and plus, I was worried that the average viewer would get confused with two black actresses on screen with white hair that was on the same team, because they're not even one's not even in my first lineup, and then the second lineup. They're both coming into the same movie, being introduced, and I was worried about the casual viewer.
Confusing Storm and Rogue.
Yeah, and they're both very strong characters to where I need them both to fly.
You'd have to have Rogue have like just a single white strand or something.
And I thought about race bending Gambit. I could not find anybody. After I found my first pick for Gambit, I struggled to find anybody for Gambit. Just because he was my perfect pick. So
Well, that was easy for me.
and then with the only other thing I have to say for Emmy is, I mean, she plays a good torn down character. She was in Shameless. And I just feel like adding superpowers to her Shameless character would be a fun Rogue. Just kind of twisted, don't know what she's doing. Just girl who had a shitty childhood.
And then there's me who can't use her because I've seen like 4 episodes of Shameless and don't remember her.
But that's my picks. I think I did well.
I think they're
All
solid.
right, so on to mine. Let me pull mine up. I at least have the list.
Mine was a little extensive. So.
Okay.
All right, so
hopefully everybody's still with us.
I'll hang on.
You're fine. I'm trying to add yours in as you go. So, who do you want to start with?
Let's start with my Cyclops because you already have a picture of him.
Oh shoot, I'm getting him confused with mine. Oh shoot. Go ahead. I'll be there. Just tell us the name.
Well, maybe move on to my Jean. Because my Cyclops is actually the same as yours. I also said Glenn Powell, not because I'm a mega fan of him, but I do think that he fits the overall look. And this is one where my business hat said, this is what people will get excited for. I think
he's up and coming, man. He was in Twisters.
I think he's the best current choice for Cyclops. I'm not personally excited about him, but I think of all of the choices, I think he fits the role the best.
I think he's up and coming, but he's not quite to the point to where they would have trouble paying. Like, he wouldn't come with a big dollar amount.
Only Inigo.
Yeah, because this seems like his 15 minutes. If it goes any longer, then I think there's such a fine line of right now he's somewhat underrated. It's so quick to be overrated.
Yeah.
So just ask, what's that little Wednesday actor girl's name?
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Just ask her. She'll tell you.
Let's say she is very close to overexposed, and I think Glenn Powell's getting there too.
Yeah.
But I think this is his time to get his Marvel role. Like this is it. This is the perfect spot. And let's be real, he's already been probably having meetings with them anyways.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
I feel like everybody
in
has
Hollywood.
Everybody has met with Marvel. They're just like, we don't want you, or we could use you, but give it like 8-9 years. So my gene to go with my Cyclops is the one that I think might be a little more controversial. The only reason I'm able to do this casting as my gene is because she's already in the MCU, but she is under heavy prosthetics and makeup. So visually, you would not be able to recognize her. I said Karen Gillan.
Talked about this last night.
Yes, who plays Nebula. And it wouldn't be Marvel's first time taking a heavy makeup character and recasting them. But since I think Nebula's story is over, I think she would make a pretty good Jean Grey.
I can see it.
And I think she can make it distinguishable enough a difference from her Nebula to her Jean Grey. Just because in the Guardians movies as Nebula, she changes her voice for Nebula.
Yeah.
And so if you watch her in anything else, that's not how she sounds. So I think visually, audibly, and she can still pull it off. She can still do all the action and all the badassery that comes with Jean. But she's my pick over Holland Roden. I feel like, no offense, Holland Roden is like the CW pick for Jean Grey. My Karen's got it. But moving on to Storm, I am... Would you like me to go in a certain order? Would that make it easy for you?
No, it's okay.
You said that so
I do like your pick for
No.
Jean, and I had a thought because she's British, right?
Yeah. No.
We've
Yeah,
never
no.
established.
No.
Yes, no, maybe
No,
so.
is she
No,
not?
Dude, I
don't
just
know, I
assume
just didn't-
every
I
actor
want to
is
say
British.
no,
That's what I was
but
about to say. But my mind went off.
while
on a
you're finding more
tangent.
pictures, I'll Google. Hold on.
Can
My
you just
mind went
say the
off on a tangent of
Oh, I thought you had a list. That's
The list is in my.
I
I'm
was
looking in my.
she's
Oh no
typing
no!
it
So
in.
all the pictures are in my downloads, and I'm trying to figure out distinguish yours and mine because I looked them
okay.
all up.
Anna Diop.
Anna Diop.
She's Scottish.
Okay.
Karen, not Anna.
But I was thinking the only thing we actually know, right, about Jean Grey is it doesn't say where she grew up, just that she was a suburb girl, right?
Lean into it. Make Jean
So-
Grey like hella Scottish.
So really, she could have an accent too if we wanted her to. Oh no, I
So-
started thinking that Jean Grey could be a British girl.
Let's see,
And-
that's why my casting's better. But no, this is my Storm. I think she started a little rough on the Titans show, but she really stepped into it, and she's kind of already played a zappy flying witch type character with Starfire. So I think she can fit the bill. I think over the years, she got a lot of practice with it, and now she's kind of owned it, and she's also badassery.
Well, it's not like it's above Kevin Feige to steal some DC talent.
That is very fair. But I think that now that show's over too, she's one of the characters or one of the actors from that show that it's her time to level up. Most of them will probably level down after the show. But if anybody's going to continue, her and the guy that played Nightwing, I think Brennan Thwaites should. But
He is so sexy.
I'm okay with her as Storm. Yeah, that's
She was actually my choice for Storm as well, even though I didn't include Storm in my list because, like I said, I want them to give her an origin story start, not put her on a team. But yeah, she was my choice too. I think she'd kill it.
I mean, that in the picture you found was perfect for it.
Right?
I mean, if we're really speaking truths, I think that they ought to do a Disney Plus special for each character leading up to these movies, and just like a little short thing of their origin.
Storm deserves her own movie, first of all. Like, I would love to explore Storm's, bring her in Wakanda, have her origin, and with her son and all that good stuff. But moving on off of my soapbox, onto my other soapbox, Channing Tatum as my Gambit. And here's where I put my business hat on. I think physically he's not quite there. He could easily get there with Marvel money. I do think he's a little big for Gambit, but when he's doing it for real, his accent is great. Ethnicity is correct. He could slim down the eat less the cheeseburger. No balking season. We're cutting.
That's my problem with him. He just doesn't look like Gambit to me. He's too beefy.
But there's a lot of. I think it depends on the movie and whatever he's in. Like usually he's slimmed down a little bit in the face. Like I think he was balking. Balking for Gambit, ironically, but not enough time to cut. But I really liked him as Gambit. I do want them to at least try the black eyes with the red, or at least some variation of it, or some homage to it. But no, he is my choice for Gambit, and that's part business hat because if you introduce a character and people aren't pitchforking at it, I think Disney Marvel found the safest option for their Gambit. So that's I think they should just keep it. People still have been rallying for Channing Tatum to play Gambit. So that's the no-brainer option for Marvel. Because you're not going to have anybody riot. The only people that would riot are the people that if you had not Channing Tatum at that point. And to go with him, I actually did go with Keke Palmer as Rogue because girl has been campaigning. That's the word I'm looking for. Campaigning for it.
She has.
Like crazy. People are going to have to figure out, they're going to have to make Rogue and Storm look different enough. But I think the Southern grit part of Rogue, I could not find anybody besides Keke Palmer that I would trust with that. So there were actresses that I thought might fit the bill, but I've never heard like a Southern accent from
I mean, I'm all for Gambit and Rogue being either one.
Channing and Keke.
So, I mean, it just makes sense that one of them would be
that, and I think I would trust her with the role. Like if she's campaigning this hard and she's shown that she can do that personification and she's got the accent with it, like I think she's a safe choice.
Yeah. Like I said, she was almost my choice, so I get it. I totally get it.
And then for Morph, I have my main one, and then I have an honorable mention. So for my main one, I have John Paul Karliak, who voices Morph in X-Men 97. And since Morph kind of looks goofy anyways, they would probably, in live action, have some type of prosthetic or something going on. But, I mean, we need somebody that can bring all of the personality, all of the sass, bring it right back. And I think that, I mean, he's shown he can do it at least in voice work, and I'd be willing to give him a chance live action. Ironically enough, my second place for Morph would be Blake Roman, who is the voice of Angel Dust on Has Been Hotel. Because I think that banter and stuff, I think he's shown vocally that he can do that.
So. Like Angel Dust is my favorite character on Has Been. So,
but I think either one of them would do a great job as Morph. And I don't know physically what they would make Morph look like live action. I would be inclined to say it would be closer to the X-Men 97.
I mean, regardless, it'd most likely be digital anyway, like they do with Beast. Yeah. So, I mean, how's that much different than voice acting anyway?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going for more of the personality and the voice for Morph. And even if they just put white contacts on either of these and shaved off their eyebrows, I think they do a fine job. Like, just buzz cut. But no, depending on their physical acting abilities, which I don't really know, I could see either of them doing a fine job. And then my last pick is Jubilee, which whatever. Wonderful. I hate you. I
laughed so hard. I've been laughing for like 24 hours because he said for Jubilee unknown, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I know what I'm gonna do.
No, I
love that. I love you so much, man. That was amazing.
Thank you.
The person that I originally had for Jubilee was what's her name? Mamona Tamada, which she plays Ty Lee in Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender, and she very much has the personality of Jubilee. And then because I'm a stickler and it would matter, I looked into ethnicities, and one is Japanese and the other is Chinese, and so I don't think that would quite work. So also Jubilee is the baby child of the group, and so the person that would be playing Jubilee is like an infant right now. So I would not know her. But I do want Jubilee on the team. I think that she brings an energy that the team needs. They need that youthful energy. They also need, for lack of a better term, the problem starter. So the one that's more ignorant, that, well, why not? We can go do this. Oh, this just caused a problem that we have to go deal with. They
the
need somebody
child.
that's less mature on the group. The unintentional fire starter.
No, she shoots fireworks.
The unintentional fireworks starter. But yeah, that's my X-Men team. I'm happy with it, and it beats everybody else's. So, I mean,
we also, I kind of felt obligated to cast Jubilee anyway because of Jared, our friend Jared.
That's very true. He would have been very upset.
Yeah, that's his favorite character, and he married us. So I feel like we had to cast Jubilee in their casting.
Well, I have bad news for your friend Jared because I didn't cast Jubilee. So,
I mean, honestly, I almost didn't, because from how heavily they're leaning into Kamala being a mutant,
yeah,
I wanted, because it's a casting video, I didn't do this, but I wanted to include Kamala in my X-Men team. But that wouldn't be very exciting because obviously she's already been cast.
When you said that you would like Kamala to be your Jubilee, it like clicked. I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's just do that.
true.
So I get it. Like that, she would be perfect to fill in that role too.
Listen, you give some infant Chinese actress a job, okay? Kamala already has a job. She's going to be a champion.
But Megan, what is your picks?
Okay. I'm here to blow you guys out of the water. So sorry. So, starting with Nightcrawler, who better than Timothée Chalamet? Yes, before anyone says it, I know he said he does not want to be in a Marvel movie. I don't care what he says. This is up to me, not him. Look at that face. It is.
We'll swing
perfect.
by and kidnap him when we do Kit Connor for Hawkline.
That's fair.
Okay.
But
I'm down.
no, I mean, he has been vocal about that, but I feel like he might have hit the peak of his iceberg anyways, at least for a little bit. So now that all of that momentum is kind of slowing down, I think he will be much more open to taking him. Also, nobody's too good for a Marvel role. That would be like my Everest if I were an actor, which my Everest would be becoming an actor, because that mountain's already too high for me. But go ahead.
So I think he'd be great. He is a phenomenal actor. I think he has the facial features. Just paint him blue, and all of you will see it too. So moving on, you cannot have X-Men without Cyclops, the sexiest one sometimes. So I have chosen
all the time
an underrated one, Garrett Hedlund. My mouth cannot say his name. So this is Garrett Hedlund. He is quite underrated. He's hot. He has the face. He has the brooding. Love it. This is what I like.
I like
this. That's what I'm saying.
Megan says he has the face and I have the bag of cash. Here you go. Make it happen.
So my rogue was going to be Kiki Palmer, but I saw Lane's and I was like, we cannot have the same one. That just will not do. So I give you Elizabeth. Her last name.
Listen, I contemplated putting her as mine too, because she was the bully from Victorious.
Yes.
The only thing I don't know is I don't know her Southern accent and mannerisms. I've never seen that.
It's good. She can do it. She has the spunkiness. She is great. Mind you, I do want Kiki.
Isn't her last name like Giles or something?
Yeah, Gilius. I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm not good with names, Scott. It's like Gilius.
Well, I can't read, so that works.
I think for your Nightcrawler, she'd be the better pick. Who you got up right now?
We got good
Because they're
good
brother and sister.
casting
You got to
synergy
think. I mean,
so
I know
far.
she's adopted, but like,
Yeah.
you got to think ages.
I didn't even think of that.
I also tried to see like who would work with a Nightcrawler, who would work with Gambit, who would work with Mystique and Wolverine, and this is who I think would do it.
And I mean, she's terrifying, so that would.
I mean, she does have that badass look about her, and she's also very beautiful. So I mean, she's
True.
got it.
She just says, "Well, thank you."
So,
Scary and pretty; those are the traits I try to have.
if you guys, our listeners, can hear my daughter losing her mind, she's very upset. She cannot be in this room. She wants to be on camera really bad, but she will not put on clothes to do it. So no.
Neither will Wendell. It's a problem.
That guy. I thought we figured it out. So my next one, I am so sorry, but I had to do Angel because I like Angel. And I thought
Fair.
this guy, Dacker
Ooh, that's
Montgomery.
good.
That's what I'm saying. Dacker Montgomery. I think he would do so good. And he is so cute. And just like, look at that face. And like, have you ever seen an interview where he looks at anyone and he looks like he's in love with them?
I can see it. Yeah, he was really good in Power Rangers too.
He was. I did like him in Power Rangers. That's an underrated movie. I don't care what anyone says.
It is very.
But no,
underrated.
that's pretty good casting. I would be open to having Angel, mostly because I have no attachment to Angel. Like, I'm really indifferent about the inclusion of Angel on the team or in any of the movies.
I'm for it if he's with Nightcrawler because it's like, you know, that
Angel.
angel dynamic.
And they corrupt each other. Plot twist.
But I don't know. Just never was.
Nightcrawler really likes mullets.
Well,
Let's see. Timmy C. All right.
Timothy.
Anywho.
Timmy. I don't know. Fucking I don't know. Moving on. So this one I could not include Iceman, and I think Brandon Flynn has it. Look at that little face. He's from 13
That is a good one.
Yeah, he's from 13 Reasons Why. He does very well. I'd like to see more of him. Super underrated, and that's what I want them to go with for the X-Men team is underrated actors.
And coincidentally, you found a picture in where he's wearing blue.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I tried to find pictures that fit the character.
Yeah, well, I didn't pick any of my pictures because I'm lazy.
That is a good pick for Bobby, though. And I had to include Bobby. He's my favorite X-Men.
He's so cute. I love Bobby in the comics. So moving on from him, I did Beast. I thought Joel Edgerton would do really well as Beast.
Ooh.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I think for the art, I think yours fits better, but also Alan Richardson can't really act that well. He's just very jacked. So this might be a better route to go.
He can act. He has his own TV show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I thought he'd do well.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's a good pick too. I like your pick, Megan.
Thank you.
I can see it.
I didn't want to include Professor X because I think he's actually a villain, but you kind of have to because it's like X-Men.
Anita was right.
That's the best thing about him, though. He's kind of like a Reed Richards. Like, he's good, but is he good? Like,
yeah, right. Homie's just kind of stealing kids from malls and like grooming them to be on his team, whatever.
Yes.
So,
and if you read the original X-Men, like
he was a piece of shit.
He was. Yeah, and he was creepy as hell. Like, he was like Thurston on Jean. Like,
oh my god, yeah. And he made it known. It is weird. Yes. So weird. But
he just wants a pretty team, okay? It's for PR.
He already had a pretty team. So hear me out. For Professor X, Daniel Craig. Bald Daniel Craig.
Ooh.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
That's what I'm saying. I think he would kill it. Dude plays menacing like no other.
Yeah.
And he has range. Perfect.
It's that creepy undertone menacing too of like,
yeah.
Are you good? Like
Oh, before I continue on, I realize I haven't been talking to you guys. Clayton says not a fan either. We don't care, Clayton. Hi to Al Johnson. This is a great guy. Devorah
Oh wow,
says,
there were a lot of comments.
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
we just keep going. Glenn
We got
Powell
into
is
it, yo.
indeed becoming overexposed. Agreed.
This
Sort of
is
like
the time for him
Jason.
to get that contract, or else his pay is going to go down.
True. Sort of like Jason Momoa a few years ago.
Mm,
Yeah. He went, I
yeah,
think he was almost there. Almost. And then he had,
yeah,
I think Fast and Furious humbled him. And then he brought it back
yeah.
down.
Well, I have some opinions on Jason Momoa. I probably shouldn't share them in a public forum, but they're not the positive ones that most people.
I
seem
didn't
to
think
have.
they would be. Emily Carey for Jean Grey. Who's Emily Carey?
Emily Carey.
Let me
Google.
see. Emily Carey.
I'm not good with actors' names.
Oh, neither am I. Since doing Bleeding Rainbow, I am better at it, but I'm still getting it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Dude, I have to see the
I
face.
don't.
Here, I'm
I'm
pulling up a
sorry.
picture.
I do not agree.
This would be it would have to be a really young cast. She's 21.
Yeah.
So this is Emily Carey. I don't see
Yeah.
it.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
I see her as a young mutant, but I don't know who.
Yeah.
Mystique.
I could see her as like
Mystique
a
wouldn't be
Moira
bad.
McTaggart, like a really young Moira McTaggart.
True. I could see that.
Dye that hair blonde. She's our Emma.
True. I could see that.
I
So
mean, to be fair, if you want to
yeah.
make her Jean Grey, go for it, because she is probably the X-Men character that I care the least about, ironically. So you know
Same.
what?
Blasphemy.
Listen, there's just more interest.
Yes.
How many times can you watch the Phoenix Saga or read about it? Like
All the time.
that, it's like her only thing. We need new things. Although 97 kind of, even though they did reference the Phoenix
Well, you got to
Force at
think
the very
if we
end.
introduced like
I'm more like the soap opera
Goblin
aspect
Queen
of
and
it.
stuff,
Her most interesting thing
No.
is her relationship with other people, not anything that's really going on with her. But I don't know.
This is
They're both
Magneto.
Rebel situation.
Okay.
I like how you say it as just a fact. Here it is.
Well, she did have an honorable mention of Magneto.
Yeah.
Well, we went everywhere. We were looking at comments, and then we got.
I'm ADD here. Yeah.
I think he can play off your Charles very well.
And
I
then
think
there's
so too.
There's me who doesn't want another Charles. I want this universe's Charles to just be Cassandra Nova. Because Emma Corrin was phenomenal, and I need her back.
I mean,
I really liked her.
We could have a Charles.
I think what kills me is that I think that they would play really well with. Ooh, what is his name? McAvoy. I think he'd play really well with McAvoy.
I mean, they look
like
siblings.
Yeah, I think it'd play very, very well off with each other.
Yeah,
but we're not gonna see that
just
again.
Missed each other.
Yeah, so close. So let's see.
Have you seen? There's been artist renderings of Henry Cavill as Magneto, and he looks spot on from the '97 Magneto. Like they've took him from The
Daddy
Witcher
Magnet.
and like redid it with purple outfit and stuff. He looks like exactly like Magneto.
Listen, Henry Cavill can't be every single.
But
X-Men
I don't
character.
want him to be Magneto. That's why I like but
have you seen Henry Cavill as Rogue?
Well, like, what did they have him at? It's Cyclops. I was like, okay, and then they're like as Angel. And I was like, okay, and then they're like Wolverine. I was like, okay, just stop.
Plot twist: he's Morph.
It's just doing too much all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess that was our fan casts. I do have some announcements for people who are a part of the Nerd Haven Facebook group on Facebook.
That's me.
That's you guys. So I am going to have a contest to kind of like a thank you to the members, but I usually try to do every December, but it happens. So I'm going to ask that the members of the group, what's the word? They tell us who they think should be member of the year. I'm going to pick 2 people, and you guys tell me who you think it should be. You can say yourself, but I feel like that doesn't go as far as you think it does in this. So I will pick 2,
I
and
feel
then
like everybody will just be saying themselves constantly, and then like
yeah.
everybody would have one vote.
Well, you can vote as many times as you like, 1 per person, like 1 vote per. It's been such a tiring week. You can say as many names as you want. Each name is 1 vote. Whoever has the most votes, I'll send them a prize. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So, I'm going to make
It's
the
a selfie of
post
Megan going.
just doing a little dance like,
It's a recording of your daughter singing recital.
ooh, I love her, but like you don't want that. So yeah, that is my announcement. Well, one of them. And I'm going to make the post in the group probably when I get off here. Oh, it's like 6:00. I'm so tired. Yeah, we'll do it when I get off. I'll do that, and then I will make the thread. You guys post as many as you want. The person who gets the most votes, I send them something, and then I tell you how much I love you for being in the group, and then you say, "Oh my god, I love being in the group," and then we just love each other, and there you go. Yes. So also, my other
You
announcement
don't
is
have to
that
hug yourself. You're not even here alone.
I don't want to
but
get
I
you
feel
sick.
like if
That's
he
true.
went
Stay away. You have
I
germ
feel
break.
it I feel like if he would've reached out to hug you, you'd be like, "Get off." So it was just
I
kind of
would. That coughing, that's been for the past like 3 days nonstop.
Yeah,
and you were just sick a little
I
bit
can't
ago
have that.
too.
I
Yeah.
know. Don't even get me started. It's because I went to graduation. Everybody was like, "You got to go to graduation. You got to go to graduation." And I finally caved and went. Got sick that night. So
Congratulations, by the way.
thank you.
You're welcome. So my other announcement is I have always wanted to do these damn it, when? I've always wanted
Here,
to do
I'll
these
mute us.
lives. No, you're fine. In the groups because I wanted this to be a community thing. Like I wanted the podcast, but you guys are aware of the person I was with before who didn't want to do that. So now that I'm on my own, I will be going live once a month, every month in the groups. And if you want to join me, message me and we'll figure something out. You 2 are always invited, obviously. Nerd Initiative
Oh,
I
folks,
was about to
always
say, I will
invited.
always put my name in the hat to be in the live.
Would
I
love to
love the
have you.
lives.
Once a
I do
part of my
too.
coven, always in my coven.
Yes, it would kind of be like that, but Coven Chat, that is your thing. This is just a monthly nerd meetup. So if you guys want to join me, go right ahead. I'd love to see you
That's
guys.
exciting.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I like getting to know the members of the group. I mean, the podcast is
Yeah,
great, but I don't get
definitely.
to interact. I want to interact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. I
totally.
think it's a good way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys always welcome. If you guys, all the listeners, people are watching, if you haven't checked out Bleeding Rainbow Comics, check these guys out. They're super talented. Their comics
Oh.
are so much fun. And look how cute they are. I mean, come on.
Not to brag, but I still look this cute, and I just ate half a pizza by myself before this.
And I'm on death's door. So
The real question is, what was on the pizza?
Oh, I don't know if you want to know all of that.
Oh my God.
was
It
really
was
bad
pineapple.
tasting
It was
pizza.
pineapple. I know it was
It
pineapple.
was pineapple.
Ugh.
So I
Gross.
pretty much do a barbecue chicken pizza, hold the chicken. So I'll have like a barbecue pizza and I'll put pineapple, mushroom, and onion on it. And so pretty much just a barbecue chicken pizza, but hold the chicken.
And that's why I buy my own pizza.
We do. That's why anytime we get like pizza for delivery, because we had to set up and all that good stuff, we always have to get 2 separate pizzas because he's picky and irrational.
Picky. I got a pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
First of all, when you're right, I'm on your side about this. Don't listen to the pineapple propaganda being thrown around. I'm sick of pretending it's not a pandemic, but it is. An epidemic, pandemic, I don't know. Pineapple on pizza.
I want to know what our pizza delivery guy thought because we opened the door and we had our setup for like.
Yeah, it's like right inside the entryway door currently.
So it's like we're ordering 2 pizzas and we got like a camera set up.
So we
what's
100%
happening?
will be starting a new channel where it's literally you just watch us eat pizza.
Dude, there's something
Which,
for
hey, if
everyone.
people are willing to pay for that,
Yeah,
then they would pay to watch my entire life because it is just constant.
just pizza. I can't talk. I ate a whole bunch of jelly beans before this, so what can you
So
do?
random.
I love jelly bellies. They're so good.
I like, what is it? The Starburst jelly beans?
Ah,
Those
the
are pretty
Easter
good.
time jelly beans, like the sweet tart jelly
those
beans.
are the only time that I have ever had jelly beans. So
Those are rookie
Seemingly
numbers. You got to
appropriate.
bump those things up.
Well, listen, the snack that is in season right now is the Terry's orange chocolates that come in the little box where it's orange flavored chocolate and it's in the shape of an orange and you hit it and it turns into orange slices.
Aren't those like the British things? Those are super British, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know, but I eat
Yeah.
all of them.
We do a lot of British stuff for Christmas, actually.
Do we?
Yeah, because when we go to Christmas Eve at my cousin Kelly's house, we do the crowns with the poppers.
Are you guys British?
Oh my
I
gosh.
wish.
So the first time, just a little tangent. The first
Hold
time
on,
we
make
ever
sure this is appropriate for the pod.
It is.
Okay.
It is. We never heard of the British popper things for dinners.
That was
At
quite some
Christmas
hand
time.
gesture you just did there, but go ahead.
It's relevant.
And my cousin and her mom, so my aunt Kelly, or my cousin Kelly and my aunt Sherry,
Don't drag their name into this profanity.
they kept going, and we're gonna have poppers tonight for dinner. Isn't it exciting? And we were just like, what?
I'm not sure if Megan is aware of what that means.
I did poppers.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so for any listeners, I am not going to clarify. Do not Google this. But if you are in the queer community at all, you know exactly what we are talking about. And if you're not, just be pleasantly ignorant.
Okay, so how do I Google that? It's like
You don't.
gay community poppers.
You have fun in that search history.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not a great thing to do.
it says poppers, everything you need to know and how to stay safe.
So
Oh.
I'll give the TLDR.
Don't
It's
Google
like
that.
Yeah. We'll say it is a fun time substance that I personally do not care for.
No, it's just I just
But-
know of them, and I was like, "What is happening tonight at this Christmas dinner?"
We're gonna do poppers at dinner. Okay.
I'm not here to kink shame. I will kink judge though, but I won't kink shame.
Fair.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you to everyone for joining us for this ridiculously random thing. Tell us what you thought about our picks. Tell us if you hated
What are
it, you
your
loved
picks?
it. What are your
Tell us
picks?
how much you loved it. Don't be a pessimist.
Look, you did love
Tell
it.
them that mine was better.
Just listen, guys. LJ has been talking a lot of shit lately. I need y'all to humble him. Just a little bit.
Tear me down. Do it. I get
Like
torn
so.
down by like 300 kids a day. You can't phase me.
This is like the worst
gonna have to get-
superpower. That's like the worst and best superpower ever.
Let's say I get verbally assaulted every day. Y'all ain't got nothing on me.
I'm still curious about Blake's picks. We're gonna have to get him on and
Yeah.
get what his picks were.
I feel like his
I'd
are
say
going to
he
be
was in the chat
annoyingly
for a hot
good.
second.
Like his
Yeah.
are going to be like we're all going to be like, just shut up, Blake.
See though, but he didn't submit them yet.
That's what I'm saying. We
He
have
could
no
watch
idea.
this and just steal what he likes from all of ours and put them together.
He already
That was
knows
his plan all along.
that bastard. He already knows the competition. He
Yeah,
already know. Oh,
this was
Blake-
his plan all along.
Blake, if you're
I mean, but
watching,
to be
we're on
fair-
to you.
To be fair, though, he would have to top those picks, and I don't know
Yeah, mine were the best.
But I think at least out of the three of us, all of the good ones that
Have
are
been
well
taken.
known have been taken. So now there's no surprise.
True. All right. So, where can our listeners find you?
You can find us on YouTube, Bleeding Rainbow Comics. You can click that link tree that Megan just posted into the comments below at the 180945 mark. You can find us on Facebook, both our personalness and the Bleeding Rainbow page is frequently active in the Nerd Haven. But yeah, pretty much you type in Bleeding Rainbow Comics into anything. Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, which don't even bother with. Yeah, we'll be there. Find us on YouTube and Facebook. Those are our two best ones.
We will see you there.
Dude, I forgot about TikTok. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't promise I'll be
RIP.
posting on it anymore.
So, like you said, their link tree is right there in the comments. Check them out. Check them out everywhere, and love them as much as I do. So you can find me everywhere except really Twitter. I'm not really. I'm there, but I'm not. Don't try to hit me up on there. I'm not going to respond. So Vigilante Vibes Podcast everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, Apple, Spotify, all that. Look for me. You'll love it. And I'll love you too.
And I would like to second that because Vigilante Vibes has gone up in quality substantially in the past few weeks. So go check them out.
You don't say. That's so strange.
Quite a bit.
Timing is strange.
Yeah, I don't know what about it. It's just
I guess that's what happens. I guess that's what happens when the trash takes itself out, but whatever. Well, guys, thank you so much for
Megan
watching.
says, on that note, LJ, take yourself out. Okay.
On that note, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting us. I can't wait to talk to you guys again in a month. And look for my post on Facebook to find a member that you can nominate to be Member of the Year. On that note, thank you guys. Have a great night. I did it. Yeah.
I'm not used to the new camera. I think we're reversed a little bit.
So are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. All right, guys. Have a good night.